friendship that'll never ever end.
Run!
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Reaction Beanie Yo 472. That in that neighborhood. My brothers and sisters. So, long story short, short story long. Ever since the beginning of our channel, y'all, like since the inception of our channel, right? I always been wondering, like, what should we call ourselves, like, as a group, like, all together? I'm Stack the Bean, and y'all my brothers and sisters, but I'm saying, like, what should we be known as a whole? You know what I'm saying? And I was thinking about things like the Bean family, or the Bean fam, or the Bean gang, or the Bean squad, but none of that, like, really, like, hit home for me. Like, it didn't resonate. Like, I didn't like it. I went effing with it for real. But then today, I'm going on lunch, walking to my truck, and it like hit me out of left field. It hit me like a ton of bricks, like the freaking light switch just went on in my head. We should be known as the Bean Team. The Bean Team, my brothers and sisters. Like, don't that just sound good? Like, don't that just roll off the tongue and just is a 10 out of 10? Like, it just goes right, man. The Bean Team, my brothers and sisters. From this day forward, that's what we call. That's what we known as over here. But I digress. Hope y'all doing excelente out there today. And I'm glad that you came on back to the channel once again to fuck with the Bean. And today, it is Wednesday. So y'all know who we're about to go back to. Mike from That Chapter. Another That Chapter Wednesday, y'all. It is always a delight when we get to go back to Mike. And the title of the video is Son Discovers His Mom's Disturbing Secret. Now, I'm just wondering what the hell he done discovered. Like, what is this secret, man? Now, I'm just gonna throw this out there. I know it's easy to try to predict this. Like, this is an easy prediction to make. But I'm thinking her secret is she done freaking killed somebody or somebody's, and her son found out. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I'm just ready to go and get into it. But before we get into it, my brothers and sisters, y'all know what y'all got to do. Get whatever you may need. Get what you need, please. The Bean Team. Back again on another That Chapter Wednesday. Y'all got what y'all need. Y'all ready to go? Then let's go.
Hey you, and welcome. My name is Mike, and in this old video, we are going to look at a story that takes us all the way down to Georgia, and it is bizarre as heck. When a young mother one day went shopping to a Target. Well, there'd be more Targets that day than just the store. The Snellville police were soon called to the Targets, and there was something smelling weird in Snellville when witnesses would describe a man calmly fleeing the scene, not a bother on him, in front of plenty of onlookers. Why would they be so calm? As always, there's more to this than meets the eye. Now let's meet the story. Let's give it a go.
Let's give it a go. And get whatever you may need.
The city of Snellville, right, is our setting for today, and as we know, we go through Mike's patented geography lesson. I gotta tell you, Snellville, you got a serious problem. Just change your name. It's not good. It's named after some guy from London named Thomas Snell, but I mean, come on now. It's located about 40 minutes northeast of Atlanta. About 20,000 people live there, call Snellville home. And probably the most interesting thing I could find that happened there, other than this case of course, was a former mayor didn't pay his taxes and used mayoral campaign funds to pay for porn sites. Yeah, I know, right? What an idiot. Who pays for porn these days? The town
I know, right? Hey, Mike just made 2 cases. First of all, why you paying for freaking porn using basically our money? You know what I'm saying? The public's money, tax money. And then on top of that, like Mike just said, man, don't nobody pay for porn these days. You literally can just Google that stuff and you can see whatever you want to see for free. That's crazy, but hey, man, that only happened in Snellville. That happened everywhere in the United States. The government just corrupt like that. But that was just funny what Mike just said. Anyway, let's go.
Motto is Snellville, where everybody's proud to be somebody. That kind of... Oh, okay, you know what? Let's just move on. Let's move past that. I can't anymore with you. Let's move on to 2009, April 26th of that year. That early evening, it was a beautiful spring day, about 80 Fahrenheit, 26 Celsius. There was a light breeze, but it was dry, and the parking lot of the Target, which lies just north of downtown, it was busy. See, it was a Sunday, and people were out and about, many doing their shopping for the week that lay ahead. Just about 6 p.m, an SUV pulled into that old parking lot. Inside was a woman, alone but not for long. She was driving to the parking lot, as that was a pre-arranged site to pick up her son, who was about 1.5 years old. See, the woman Heather, she was going through a divorce at the time. The arrangement Heather shared with her soon-to-be ex-husband. You know, Heather, the mother, she was the primary custodian, but the boy's dad, he would get the little guy out weekends, and now hence, as a Sunday evening, she was going to pick him up. She was there to collect, and they always did the handover in public places, and the handover was always, like, real quick. No kind of, like, small talk, you know, some weather, none of that. None of that.
I'm just gonna call it right now. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but it would be so freaking crazy if she killed her baby daddy when she came to pick her child up from said baby daddy. That'll be crazy.
This was no bueno. As I said, this was a very public place. This was on a little strip, so there was not only the Target, but plenty of other stores. And on a nice spring Sunday evening, folk were out and about. Which is what makes what happened all the more bizarre when a single shot rang out. Soon there would be myriad calls to the police reporting what they had seen, because a lot of people had seen.
There at the Target on 124, they say someone just got shot. It's a Cadillac Escalade. You can't miss it. She's laying at the back of the car most of the time. You saw this woman lying on the ground.
Where in her body did she get shot?
There's like a wooded area and he walked back there.
Heather lay on the ground of the parking lot covered in blood, while the person that had done this to her was calmly exiting the parking lot. Not running, not trying to hide, just strutting out like they owned the place. And
time out, y'all. I had this completely wrong. I'm sitting right thinking, because I'm going out the title, son discovers mom disturbing secret. So I'm thinking, long story short, story long, that she had killed her little child, daddy, her baby daddy, in the parking lot. And then later on, the son, maybe when he got older or whatever, was going to find out about it eventually. But come to find out, she the one who got shot. So I don't know what we going in it now, y'all. I was wrong. I was completely off base. Anyway, let's go.
By the time the authorities arrived, Heather had breathed her last, lying on that cold asphalt. The killer had gone. You want to know what was even more frightening? Heather's 19-month-old son was in the back of her car. She had gone, met her ex, taken the baby, placed him in her car, and then been shot in the head and shot dead. Nothing was stolen. Her money, purse remained behind. No shell casings were left behind, no nada. Snellville was a small town with only 10 murders going back. Not a dangerous place with gangs and shootings and yada yada yada. Police quick...
I'm saying though, so now we inclined to believe that it's the baby daddy who killed the baby mama, right? Like, that's what it gotta be. They ain't steal nothing, whoever did this. They just shot her and left. I don't know, y'all. Let's go.
Identified the victim as 25-year-old Heather Strube, daughter of Buddy and Mary Allen. Heather was born April 1984, an Atlantan by birth. She had 2 younger brothers, Hunter and Henry, and was a pretty bright, happy-go-lucky gal. Did well at school, made lots of friends, and would meet her future husband, Stephen, at a youth group. High school sweethearts became husband and wife at a fairly young age. Heather was 20, Stephen 21, and the families got on well together. Shared values, hopes, and dreams. Heather became a florist, working at the flower store that her parents owned and ran, and she later opened up her own store, if you can believe that. Stephen worked construction. It was 3 years into their marriage that they had a son together, a son named Carson. It was a dream come true for the Strube family. Steve was busting his ass, at the construction site. Heather managing and running her own little flower shop as a florist, and she would have baby Carson in with her every day because she ran the store. She could basically do what she wanted, and they even built a little playpen in her flower shop for the baba. Stephen's mom would help out a lot too, Joanna, and she would make deliveries for the florists, help out with her grandson, whatever needed doing, she'd do. However, unfortunately, as we see all too often, the marriage went from good to not so much, with the stresses of, having a young baby, running your own business, money, everything. They don't make things easier, that's for sure. They did work on it, they went to marriage counseling, but it can only do so much, especially when one half of the marriage is already halfway out the door. Joanna Hayes, Stephen's mother, she was as helpful as a hole in the head. She was as helpful as a third nut. She would constantly tell Heather how to raise her own child, constantly nagging, constantly even just taking the grandson off with her without telling anybody. Oh, off you go. Heather'd be like, what are you doing? Where are you going with my son? Don't worry about it. I mean, even Stephen Strube Sr., who was, Stephen Strube's dad, ex-husband of Joanna, he didn't have very nice things to say about Joanna at all. She was a nutbag. But things really came to a head Valentine's Day 2008. See, Joanna just happened to find a receipt for some jewelry Stephen had bought. So Joanna gave the receipt to Heather, saying, hey, Stephen probably bought you some jewelry for Valentine's Day. If you don't like it, bring it back. Only problem was that Stephen hadn't bought Heather shit. Heather quickly assumed he was seeing somebody else, and she was correct about that. Divorce followed, one that didn't start pretty and just got more busted from there. Heather began seeing a new guy, Mike Vickers, and that was going well. She got primary custody of baby Carson, and at weekends she would hand him over to Stephen and Joanna too. This happened every weekend until Heather was shot dead in the Target parking lot.
Okay, it's official now. I done figured it out, my brothers and sisters. I can't be wrong now, man. It's freaking the mama, the Heather mama-in-law, you know what I'm saying? Steve and mama, the one who freaking did this stuff, did this craziness. That's why it say son discover his mom's disturbing secret, because he not gonna know that his mama the one who killed his baby mama. You know what I'm saying, man? It's her. This is just stupid, man. Like, this is just craziness, man. You have a child with somebody and you gotta worry about the mama and daddy potentially one day may kill your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff you wouldn't even think about worrying about because it's so outlandish and crazy. And it happens, my brothers and sisters. This shit is really real life. Let's go.
Stephen handed the kid over and then left. Heather was still placing Carson in the back seat when a man approached Heather. Witnesses say they spoke were rather shouted, and then a single gunshot rang out.
Okay, now I'm still might not be wrong, y'all, because we just heard that it was an actual man who really killed Heather. But I'm saying that it's still on the mama because I believe the mama the one who sent the man to do it. Still sound about right now. That still sound right, y'all. Let's go.
Saw him turn around and with a brisk walk head towards her car.
Then what happened?
He approached her while she was closing the back door, and she backed up facing the suspect still, closed the front door, walked around the front of the car, closed her driver door.
Okay.
And then he stood in front of the driver door.
So was he keeping her from getting in the car?
Yes.
So he was leaned up against the driver's door?
Yes. But he wasn't a big guy.
Could you hear what he was saying?
No, I couldn't hear any of that.
What about body language? Based on their body language, what do you think was going on?
She seemed startled, taken aback, I think confused.
Right as I passed her and him, my window was down and she said, help.
I had noticed his hair because it was poofy and it was really, really dark, and he had a mustache on and it looked really, really fake.
Okay.
And I made the comment to my parents saying, oh, look at that guy's mustache. Kind of being a joke, and my entire family turned and looked.
Witnesses who had been on site when Heather got shot all said, this guy, he approached her, Seemed like he was making a beeline directly for her. It was a white guy. And then after the shooting, he started walking back towards the target, but was like walking around behind the target, where there was a small car park located as well. Likely they had a vehicle there, as when the K9 unit began tracking the scent, it abruptly stopped at a parking area behind the target next to a motel. Now, Stephen was ruled out kind of fairly quickly, but the idea of him hiring somebody else to do this, that could not be ruled out at all, hiring some lad from his construction site or something. Police also had to speak with Heather's new man, Mike Vickers. He matched the build of the shooter witnesses described. They also said the shooter looked like he was wearing a wig and a fake mustache, and in walks a bald guy with no mustache.
Feel like yours and Heather's relationship.
It was awesome.
Okay.
It was great. She kept me together. We planned on buying a house.
Who can we talk to at work just to verify that you were there the whole day and all that?
Anybody that's working.
He was alibied out though. He was at work 20 minutes away.
Like, this is so crazy the more I think about it, my brothers and sisters, because I'm 100% convinced that it was freaking Steve and Mama who sent this hit out on Heather. But it's just so crazy to think about that. She got this man baby mama killed, and he ain't even freaking want her to do it. Like, he have no idea that she did the stuff. Like, he didn't tell her to do it or have anything to freaking do with this stuff. Like, it's so crazy that somebody to freaking kill for you, and you be like, I didn't tell you to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? I never wanted you to do that. That's just this is crazy, y'all.
It seemed like it definitely had something to do with Stephen, right? The only person with a motive to want Heather dead. As I said, nothing was stolen. It seemed like Heather was like the target of whoever this guy was. And so, Stephen, right? Police went to his house. They want to speak with him, but Stephen was very evasive around the police. In fact, the first time the police showed up to his house, he lived with Joanna and Joanna's new husband. And basically, the new husband was the only person there. And he opened the door and was like, Stephen's not here. Then a guy walks up to the house behind the police as if he's about to enter. The police turn around and were like, "Are you Stephen?" He said no and then walked away. He pretended to be Stephen's cousin. The police then caught up and were like, "You are Stephen, though." Yeah, he was kind of weird and evasive around the police. But yeah, he seemed upset that she was killed and kind of yada yada yada. The police didn't get to speak with Joanna at the time, though, who also could be somebody with a motive. She was out for a drive at the time when they initially went there. Did Stephen hire somebody? Did somebody in his family want to hire somebody? And before I continue, let me just tell you all about this old video's
I'm confused on this one, y'all, because now from what Mike just said right there, how Stephen being all freaking evasive with the police, it almost seemed like maybe his mama did it and then told him later. Maybe that's what it is. All I know is she the one who freaking did it, man. She the one who did it, y'all. Get past Mike commercial. Take it back right here. Let's go.
Now, let's get back to it. CCTV footage from the parking lot showed the handover, but as it was a moving camera, it didn't capture the actual shooting. But it did show Steve leaving the area. But another camera did show the shooter walking to the parking lot, and then after the shooting away to behind the target near the motel. And then another witness came forward, somebody, right, get this, who just so happened to be smoking an El Ciggy at the motel that was behind the target, near where the killer was going. And he said he saw some shady business behind the target. His name was Daryl, right, and he saw a white pickup parked there, engine running. Inside, he said, was a man, the exact same as the witnesses from the parking lot had described. Hair, mustache, both of which though looked fake. And Daryl said he could see this guy inside a white pickup, Ford F-150, watching the parking lot out the front of the target with the binoculars, keeping an eye out, you know, covert-like. He even said he'd seen that white Ford F-150 there multiple times in the days leading up to the shooting. That they had been there like scouting out, you know, military, covert, tactically scouting out the place. And then he'd seen it a couple of hours before the actual shooting, and then he'd seen it after the shooting, what we can assume is after the shooting, based on the time he saw that truck there. And the person who was inside that Ford F-150, as soon as they saw Daryl eyeballing them, They hauled ass out of there. Daryl was able to tell the police a few specifics about this particular white Ford F-150 because he was a car guy, knew all about cars, and he noticed that car, that Ford F-150 had a black trim around it, which was like a custom job. They don't come like that out of the shop. Now that made the police stop in their tracks for a second. Well, for one reason, it's like, okay, we got something identifiable about the car. And two is that they had heard of somebody who also drove a white Ford F-150.
Oh, shit.
They knew Joanna Hayes drove a car like that, so they said to Daryl, wanna take a ride? They drove over to the house, and yep, Daryl said, that's the car parked outside. That's the car I saw behind the target. A sketch was done of the shooter, and it seemed clear that the shooter was not a man in a wig. It was a woman in a wig. In fact—
oh, shit! God damn! Mike just hit a Mr. Ballin' on me, my brothers and sisters. I didn't expect that part. He just came with a Mr. Ballin' haymaker, like a freaking whole different, took us to a whole different level on the story. You know what I'm saying? She was the one dressed up. The whole time I'm sitting right here thinking that she sent the hitman, because I just got like, okay, it had to be her, man, who had to been sent somebody. Like, I knew she was involved. I knew she was the one who had all this to happen. But I'm thinking she actually sent a man. Come to find out it's her dressed like a man. That right there just killed it. That right there just took it to a whole different level, my brothers and sisters. Wow.
No shit, Sherlock. It looked like it could be Joanna Hayes. The dog-faced woman, the mother-in-law from the depths of hell. The thing is, though, Joanna didn't want to speak with the police. Shucks. She did give them an alibi, though. She said she had left her house at about 5 p.m. She was going to go see her folks, and she'd stopped off on the way to pick up some food, so she was like, wait, check the time I got the food at, therefore I couldn't have done the shooting. However, when the police did speak with her, she was like, kind of giving them this little spiel about blah, 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 blah. She was damn sure to say, Heather. Man, she sucked. I mean, she really, really sucked. She said, quote, Heather was not a good parent, had inherited poor parenting skills from her own mother, and was not a good parent morally, and wasn't good enough to raise her grandchild. It's great she's gone, but I didn't do it, I swear. So Joanna wouldn't come in, and there wasn't enough to arrest her. Yet. So the police then said to themselves, hell yeah, little Stevie, come here for a sec, I want to just have a few words with you, maybe just shoot the shit. It's just those fellas.
I want to go back over everything you told me the other day.
Oh, and before I forget, would you kindly want to just have a go at some footage from the parking lot that day? Maybe it'll jog your memory. From the day your ex-wife was shot to death mere feet from your son. The Egypt was caught on camera. Who's that?
You're familiar with barbershop? Yeah, right. You know, it looks like her, doesn't it? Doesn't. Kenny? That's right. That's your mom. God, Kenny. That's your mom, isn't it? Oh, you said she hadn't told me nothing. She didn't tell me she got picked up. That's her, isn't it? You saw it. You know your own mom. It could be like that. Kenny. No, you know. Oh, crap. The child was in the car. Less than 5 feet away. And that's your mom walking away. She was trying to take care of you. That's why you gotta take care of me.
And then,
man, goddamn, my brothers and sisters. And I said that it took it to another level, but I didn't even speak about it from this perspective. Put yourself in his shoes. You know what I'm saying? You find out that your mama literally has freaking killed your baby mama or your baby daddy, whatever, and you ain't told him to do none of it. You completely innocent. You know what I'm saying? In this situation, she just, your mama, your mother, took it upon herself to go murder your child mama or daddy. Dude, I ain't gonna lie. In that situation, in front of those cops right then and there, I would break down. I would burst out in tears. It would just tear me the freak up because it's my mama who did it. Even though in real life, my mama never do no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But just trying my best to put myself in those shoes. Just my best as much as I can. It just like, dude, I know I would be so the up off that. Let's go.
well, Shanae.
Oh my god. That kidney removed. No. She's not possible. I swear to God, I do not know. I am freaking out right now.
Having a look at that picture, he says, "Fuck my life." I'm paraphrasing.
It's her in the street.
Oh my god.
That's your mama.
Oh god. Oh my god. Screwed up my son's life's gonna be. His mom's dead. What, dad has a mom and killed her?
They then got Stephen to call Joanna, his mother.
I didn't even think about that part. His child. And I know he gonna try to keep it away from his child for as long as possible, but at some point they gonna find out that they freaking mama dead because they grandmama killed her. That is just the most terrible ish ever, my brothers and sisters.
Mother, and see if him confronting her about what he had a go at would shake the tree a little.
Mom. Hey. I just left the police station. They showed me the videotape. It looks like you.
It looks like me?
Bob, it looks like you. It looks just like you. Walks like you. Why'd you do it?
I didn't do it.
Bob. Did you do it? Seriously, do not lie to me.
Stephen, no, I did not.
Joanna denied everything.
He got his mama lying to him like, Jesus, this man is just... I feel bad as fuck for him and his child. Mama did all this craziness, then still got the audacity to lie and say I didn't do it. And this is his mama. That's why I keep harping on this is his mother. This just ain't some random lady. This is his mother.
It was then the police took her in. Joanna denied being involved in her son's marriage. A little tinker.
Joanne.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Earl Thomas.
I don't ask. I don't, like I said, I stay out as much as I possibly can. Like I said, it's what the two of them do is none of my business.
She denied knowing when and where the custody exchange took place.
You knew that they exchanged you at Target 6 o'clock every other weekend.
No, sir.
You didn't know that?
No.
She was, however, happy to talk shit about Heather.
I mean, I'm not gonna bash her.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do it.
Remember when I said I wouldn't talk shit? Okay, well, forget that. Because she was a degenerate gambler.
$7,000, $8,000 entry fees for online gambling. Some jewelry disappeared that Stephen looked for quite earnestly.
Do you ever know of a time when Heather wasn't there for the baby?
Quite a few.
Like, I'm talking about while they was married.
Yes.
But what footage? Come on!
Oh, my son said it's me? I just don't believe it.
You don't think he said that?
No.
How the hell you don't believe he said that and he literally got on the phone and told you that he said he thought it was you? Now she at the point of lying where she just getting caught in her lies now. Even by us, by just watching this. You know what I'm saying? So you know the police know her ass lying. Like she literally getting caught in her lies now. Crazy.
Lying.
I don't know, maybe we need to go get his glasses.
Since you said you hadn't seen this, this is going to be the video clip. This is an enhanced
Is
version.
this the one I showed on the news too?
I believe it is.
Okay.
This is a artist rendering from our witnesses.
And that's supposed to be me? I wish my nose was that narrow.
It's basically the same facial features, same jawline, the same chin, same nose.
I just don't see it.
We know you're not being honest with us about everything. Let me tell you, now's the time. Now is the time.
I don't think so.
You know how hard it is to clean blood out of a carpet in a bedroom?
I have no blood in a carpet.
But I mean, it's hard to do that.
I have no reason to have to clean blood out of a carpet in a vehicle. I would be the least person to have to gain anything by
I
it.
have Carson every day.
No, I wouldn't. Why would I have Carson every day?
It's not looking good.
Well, like I said, when you get your little blood and whatever you're gonna find in the truck, let me know. Till then.
Okay.
Joanna and her attitude walked out, and the police kept looking at her truck. Inside, spotless. You could eat off of it. Except one single strand of fibre, which the lab would tell the police likely came from a blonde wig. The receipt she had, you could easily purchase that with time to do the killing.
I've already answered questions for you people many, many times. Not gonna answer anymore.
This is your chance to give me your side of the story. I want to hear it. Okay? And your grandson doesn't want, you want him to grow up and find out that his grandmother was a cold-blooded killer.
I didn't do it. I've told you the truth.
Boy, she would not let it go that she ain't did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's standing 10 toes down that I didn't do it. No matter what y'all say, no matter what kind of evidence you put out there, I didn't freaking do it. This lady is crazy as hell, man. Oh my God, bro.
This right here, Joanna. This right here. Look at this. You want to talk to me about this? You want to talk to me about this? Joanna, look at what you did to her. You shot her in the head in front of her own son. Look at the picture. Don't look at me. Look at the picture. Okay, that's fine. You look at what you did. Yeah, you did. And now this is your life. So you want an attorney? That's fine.
And I feel like she one of them type of liars, because y'all know we got different liars out here. And I think it was just last week where you got the lie where they lie so much till they start believing their own lies. I feel like she one of those liars that at the end of the day, in her heart, in her soul, she knows she did it. Like, she won't get that image out of her head. That's why she didn't want to look at the damn pictures. You know what I'm saying? And the reason I say that more than anything, because that is literally your grandchild's mama. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. I just feel like she's one of those ones where she know at the end of the day she did it, but she just standing 10 toes down that she didn't. I want to see what type of sentencing she get. This shit be like movies, y'all. This shit is like a movie.
It was a few weeks of building up a largely circumstantial case that after that, Joanna was finally arrested and charged with murder. Joanna was a no-gal. She would never admit to, no, Jesus, lads, couldn't be. I should call you guys the crack police because you're out of your mind by trying to think that I did it. Never. But see, it wasn't just Stephen who would go on to finger his own mother. Probably could have worded that better. No, another witness would identify Joanna from a police lineup as the person wearing the wig and mustache. However, the certainty level was between 0 and 25%. Another eyewitness would say, after Joanna's arrest, that when she saw Joanna on the news, it was definitely her she saw that day. 1 year before the shooting, on Valentine's Day 2008, the same time Heather found out Stephen was cheating, Joanna was delivering flowers with a co-worker, and they were just shooting the shit, as you do. And Heather just like, they were talking about the weather or whatever, and then Heather was like, here, guess what? I know how to kill somebody and get away with it. Not that it has anything to do with anything, but I just want to make sure you know I know. Suck on that. Joanna went on to say that an alibi could be established if a credit card was used at a certain time in a certain place, or you could get a friend or a family member to use your credit card for you. That you should definitely buy a gun illegally so there's no paper trail, destroy the gun after you're using it, and then dump it in a lake or a river or something. And that you shouldn't use a car that has any distinguishing features. Maybe use a very popular model of a car, like a Ford F-150. In jail awaiting trial, Joanna also admitted she did it to other prisoners because she wanted to look tough. She admitted it to everybody, it seems, except the judicial system. Her trial began in 2011. During the trial, Stephen Strube Sr., ex-husband and grandfather, would testify that in 1991 Joanna once held a revolver to his head during some kind of argument, and he said she always carried a revolver. Now, the murder weapon has never been found, but it's believed it was a revolver.
And it's like she got so many freaking witnesses against her in this case. Like literally witnesses. All those people who came down to the police station and gave their testimony of what they saw happen in the parking lot. All the different people who have looked at her face and be like, yeah, that was her wearing that wig and that fake mustache. You know what I'm saying? Like she got so many people against her. All the people, and she's so fucking dumb. All the damn people that you done went in jail and fucking told the story about who coming out and telling that, yeah, she told me she did it. So the only people you ain't telling is the police, but you got all these witnesses against you. Lady, you did it. Stop it. Give up.
Carol took the stand, witnessing her truck there that day. At the end of the trial, Joanna was found guilty of murder, and she was sentenced to life in prison plus 5.
Prosecution used your son's own words against you.
And now he's got to live with that. Because they dangled his son as a carrot in front of him. They told him repeatedly, call your mom, do this, and we will go help you get your son.
Are you good with Stephen,
Yes.
your son now?
Yes. Yes, I love him. Am I hurt by what he did? No, because if someone told me, place a phone call like this and I'll help you go get your kid.
It looks like you.
If I know I haven't done anything wrong, I know my mom hasn't done anything wrong, what's it going to hurt if you're going to go get my kid?
For him, for your son Stephen, to assist the police in that phone call. Have you forgiven him?
Yeah. With no physical evidence to put me at the scene, or no DNA to put in anything that I own. The fact that every eyewitness said no, I can't identify her sitting in a courtroom today. That it was a person who was 5'7" to 5'9". I'm 5'4", 140 to 190 pounds. I weigh 110 pounds. Never weighed any more in my life.
And there you have it.
Now she freaking I think she lying at what she just said, y'all, because she talking about that she making the description of her different than what it was to what the actual witnesses saying. She changing up their stories, you know what I'm saying? She saying that witnesses went in court and saying that they ain't seen her. She changing up the height of the description and the weight of stuff. But Mike said earlier in the story that, and we seen it. We seen the actual witnesses go talk to the police. We seen the video of them describing her and stuff. Now she trying to change that up. She just a fucking lying ass motherfucker. Long story short story long. Let's finish it up.
Have it, the case of an overbearing mother-in-law, case of the mother-in-law from hell, and how she took matters into her own hands in the worst possible way, putting on a disguise, a real shitty one, let's be honest, to do something pretty unthinkable, in cold blood. And after everything, she couldn't admit what she'd done. Still to this day, she is not. By the way, during the trial, Stephen, her son, he refused to testify, and in fact he was now saying that the woman in the CCTV was not his mother. No way, Jose, is that me mama? Nope. Nope. Unfortunately, he probably should have said that before he said it to the police, and they recorded it. Thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot to me, as always. So, next video will be up in a couple of days. You know yourself. And please check out the That Chapter podcast if you're looking for more stories. Whole, completely different stories we should tell there. Every new episode out every single Monday, so give it a go wherever you get your podcasts. But, yeah, alright. See you in a couple of days, so look forward to that. But all the best, take care of each other and yourselves. Because I love you. Mike out.
My brothers and sisters, first of all, let me just go on address that little ending part. Now all of a sudden he's saying that ain't his mama in the video after all that he have done. Now he got a change of heart. I don't even know what to say about that, man. He can have a change of heart. It probably help him sleep better at night, thinking that my mama couldn't have been did this to me, my child, and just my whole family and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Probably just help him sleep better at night, but the proof is in the pudding. Like I said, she got way too many witnesses, way too much evidence against her. And even her son, admitted it, man. Like, mama, that's exactly the way you walk and stuff. Like, he know her better than anything. And in that moment, he told the truth. And now, probably him saying all this is helping him just feel better about the whole situation. But this whole story just had me just effed up from the beginning, y'all. because we can go back to the very freaking beginning when I was all discombobulated and had the whole thing wrong, because I thought Heather showed up there and killed her baby daddy, and then years freaking later, the son, the baby grew up and found out that his mama had did that. You know what I'm saying? Like it was an unsolved mystery. Then he ended up finding out that he ended up finding out that Heather did that to her daddy, but his daddy, because it was a little boy. But that ain't how we went at all. We went the route of the baby daddy mama end up killing the baby mama. You know what I'm saying? So that effed me up from the beginning when I realized that part. And then when Mike said that goddamn the mama is the freaking one who actually did it, because the whole time I'm sitting right there thinking that she put a hit out on him. She paid somebody to go do this. It was an actual man who showed up and actually killed Heather that day. You know what I'm saying? And come to find out, it was freaking her dressed up as a man with a freaking wig and a fake ass mustache on. And the way she just so vehemently denied doing it is just freaking crazy. But you going in jail telling everybody about it. You got so many witnesses who have showed up and said that you are the one who did it. People see you on the news, they be like, oh yeah, that is her. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's freaking saying this, but you still denying it, and you telling on yourself at the same time to people in prison. But I don't know, y'all. She probably gonna go to her grave believing that she ain't do it. One thing I can say is, and I don't know if y'all want to be a conspiracy theorist out here, but you could think that maybe her son knew the whole time. You know what I'm saying? He knew the whole time and he was in on the whole thing, and his mama could be protecting him. But I don't think that's what it is in this story, my brothers and sisters. I think she did this on her own accord, and to this day she's still gonna deny it. And just rest in peace to Heather, man. Rest in peace to Heather. But I digress. I'm gonna let y'all go. This one has been just a crazy ride, y'all. This was a great video from our boy. Like I say all the time, it is always a delight when we get to go back to Mike. And I hope y'all come on back very soon. I don't know who we going to tomorrow, but whoever it be, it's gonna be crazy. But y'all make sure that y'all hit that like button, y'all comment, subscribe, do all that if you ain't did that yet. And remember this: love, peace, and happiness. Stay safe. Don't stop. Keep going. Yeah.